Hi everyone, my name is Allison Murdoch. I'm a career coach for UMKC Career Services. So this video is all about building up your Handshake profile. And I'm also going to throw in some reasons why your Handshake profile is especially important this fall 2020 semester and probably moving forward as we continue with our virtual career fairs. So let's get started. I don't have a presentation for this video. However, I would like to share my screen and we will continue on to my Handshake profile. I recently graduated with a master's from UMKC, so I am an alum, and so I do have a profile on Handshake, and for the most part, it's pretty filled out. So I'm going to go back to the home screen so you can kind of see what I did here. So when you log in, you'll directly go to the home screen. If you've never logged into Handshake before, it will prompt you to complete your profile. So perfect timing, right? Just go ahead and complete it if you have the time. But you'll go to the home page. When you're at the home page, you'll be able to click on your profile, and then it'll take you to your profile. So welcome to my profile. It needs a little bit of updating. I already graduated, like I said, with my master's, so I need to update this. But for the most part, I pretty much took this exact piece, my journey, from my About section on LinkedIn. So you'll see if you have LinkedIn, you'll find that a lot of this is so similar to LinkedIn. You could probably just copy and paste a lot of it, and it'll save you a lot of time, especially in that experience section when you're adding in a description. It'll save you so much time. But basically with this, I want to go kind of one by one to each section, kind of talk about what's the importance, what you should be doing for each section, what you can do for each section, and what you definitely need to think about when you're filling out your profile. So first things first, like I said, my journey, we'll start there. I basically copy and pasted this from my LinkedIn. And when I was filling out my LinkedIn About section, I looked at a lot of different people's About sections. Like I scoped through, I feel like everyone I know on LinkedIn. And I just wanted to get a good idea of like what other people have done and, you know, put my own spin on it and what I want to portray myself as a professional. So I decided to kind of go with something with like 3 or 4 sentences, short and sweet. And really, I would say no more than probably a 5-sentence, like my journey About section. Especially for students, you really want to focus on pretty much who you are as a professional. If you want to throw in any like specific relevant experiences to the industry or to the job path or career path that you want to be on, or what you're working towards. You can kind of add some of those experiences real quick, any specific skill set that you really want to reiterate. And then you'll also, you can talk about what your interests are, where you're wanting to go in terms of your career path, things like that. If you need help with any of these, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can make an appointment with us. We can talk about it. We can kind of review your profile, whether that be Handshake or LinkedIn, things like that. And we can definitely help you with that, whether that's our office, UMKC Career Services, or the Block Career Center. So next, we'll kind of switch over to the left, and we'll talk about kind of the profile photo and that information there. Here, you can edit your photo. I highly suggest getting a professional headshot done. And you can actually get a free professional headshot from the UMKC Strategic Marketing and Communications Office. If you go online, there should be a form that you can fill out and make an appointment with them to get that done. And like I said, free. It's free. Take advantage of this free headshot. Go ahead and do it. You can obviously do your name and then your school year, things like that. So let's save that. And then I've only done 50% of my profile because I never added courses. Now, if you want a complete Handshake profile, go ahead and fill that out. Add in your relevant courses to the positions that you'll be applying to. If you are a major, you're one major, maybe let's say like a history major. I don't know why I always go to that one. A history major. You've done so much with your major, but you want to maybe go into communications, but you don't necessarily want to switch majors. You can still, if you've taken some electives that are relevant to the, you know, types of positions you want to be applying for, you can definitely add those in your courses, and that can just kind of beef up your profile even more and let them know, like, yes, I've taken some courses that are relevant to this, and I do have a good understanding. So as we scroll down, education is next. So adding in, and so your bachelor's degree, and if you're a master's student, doctorate student, blah, 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 adding that, any certifications, things like that, you can add as well, advanced certificate, things like that. Cool. So you will basically just add the school name, go through all of this. You can do major, minor, department GPA, cumulative GPA, and you can hide it from employers if you want. But if your GPA is good, it's not going to hurt you. Go ahead and add it on there. I don't suggest adding a start date, because just like on your resume, you don't really add a start date. You just add the end date, because employers just want to know when you're graduating. I can probably add an end date to this now. When did I get this? May? I don't even know. COVID's got me all crazy. Was it 2020? Who knows? Oh, 2020's been a year, am I right? I now have that ending in May 2020. I have graduated. Yay. So next thing is going to be work experience on here. So keeping to that right-hand side, even though obviously there are some things left, we're still keeping to that right-hand side. So we'll go through work and volunteer experience. So this is where you can add work and volunteer experience. So that's internships, part-time work, full-time work, any volunteer experience, things like that. And two ways you can do this. So the first way, you can type right into this and add your description. I would suggest doing kind of bullets because it's just easier to read, just like on a resume. Adding bullets is way easier to read for employers. What I suggest is basically I would just copy and paste from your updated resume and pretty much do that, and that'll save you a lot of time, and you can kind of tweak things here and there as you need to for the profile. So I have all of my work experience. This is only probably the most relevant work experience. I've worked at many other places like throughout high school and things like that, but I would highly suggest this as well, only keeping to freshman year and forward, freshman year of college and forward. And honestly, probably only the most relevant. So if you worked at like Chick-fil-A as a crew member, but you have like 4 other work experiences that are longer and way more relevant to what you're doing, you could probably leave out Chick-fil-A. That kind of goes into same thing when you're doing a resume. This is kind of like a virtual resume, like what are the most relevant things to the career that you're pursuing. Next, we have organizations and extracurriculars. So I didn't do a whole lot of student organizations when I was in my undergrad, so I just have one thing. And then when I was in my graduate school, I became members of some professional affiliations or professional associations, and I also did a training. So you can kind of add a bunch of different hodgepodge of things here that are just gonna like boost your profile even more. If you are an exec member of some of these organizations, just like on your resume, make sure you note that. So I was the member outreach co-chair, and I gave a little spiel about like what that entailed and things like that, and really wanted to show leadership skills that I learned through that experience, and that's going to be what you guys want to do as well. 2 things I didn't add: projects and courses. Projects, if you're an SEE student or maybe an art student, or anything that you do a lot of projects for your school, so academic projects, and it can be personal projects. So things that you've done on the side because you're just so interested in the field, you wanted to do your own project. Employers love that. So add that to your projects list and kind of get that going. Especially, computing engineering firms and companies love to see projects. So I would do that if you're an art student, studio art, graphic design, things like that. Also, right here, make sure your profile is visible to employers. Super easy, but just make sure in your settings that is on. Next, I do want you to fill out your interests. So with this, I have like my job hunting. I'm not looking for a job. I have a job. I'm not really in the market. So you can kind of decide if you're actively looking, not looking, choose whatever's in your mind. And then you can go through job interests, what types of jobs, cities, types of roles, industries that you're interested in, and then hit save. Next, we'll go to the skills section. So the skills section here, you can just like type in all the skills you want. Like you can see I added up, like I went through LinkedIn and I went through my profile on LinkedIn where my skills are and kind of added the same ones. And then I went through LinkedIn and started looking at other people's profiles and jobs that either that were similar to mine or what I eventually want to be doing. And I started just like, I looked at their skills and I started just like adding all these skills and things like that. And I just like went crazy with it. And you can actually add way more skills than this. So just like add away, just do it. And I would say do your research too. LinkedIn is a great resource to kind of view other people's profiles and like career paths, jobs that you want to be doing. Look at their skills and see what you need to be developing or what you already have and that you can add to your profile. And I would say do the same thing on LinkedIn. See how LinkedIn, like Handshake, is just so interconnected in the career world? I love it. Okay, so next we're gonna do documents. So resume. For the career fairs, the virtual career fairs this semester, your Handshake profile is so important because employers can look at your Handshake profile before, during, and after the career fair. And if you sign up with one-on-one positions with the employers, this is how they're gonna kind of get to know you before that session or even during the session. Like they'll probably pull up your profile and just look through things and ask questions and things like that. So having this all filled out is super, 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 super important. Second thing that's super important is adding your resume. So if you add your resume to your profile, the employer that you're gonna be talking with or an interested employer in general can pull your resume straight from your profile and they can kind of look at that, put it in a file, you know, talk about it, whatever, within your sessions. And you won't necessarily have to kind of submit that to them. I would say you should definitely still have your resume up while you're talking to employers, but adding it to your profile is also super duper important. So go ahead and do that as well. If you guys have any questions, please feel free at any point, go ahead and contact us at UMKC, no, I lied to you, at career services at umkc.edu, and you'll see that right here. And then it's also in our description as well. We're always happy to answer any questions, and I'll also provide some links to our virtual career fair webpage, our Handshake Week webpage, and I also highly suggest logging into Handshake and checking out our Navigating a Virtual Career Fair workshop as well, and we will go over all of that with you. Thank you guys for watching this video.